After taking the long road to WWE through the independent scene and New York-based wrestling promotion, Major League Wrestling, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu, has finally arrived in WWE. He has established himself as a new enforcer and arguably the future of the Bloodline. If you don't keep up with the independent scene or other major wrestling promotions, you might wonder, who exactly is Jacob Fatu? How is he connected to the Anoa'i family? What sets him apart from other members of the Samoan wrestling dynasty? Is Jacob Fatu destined for stardom in WWE? Well, the internet wrestling community is very high on Jacob Fatu at the moment. Hardcore wrestling fans see him as a rare combination of intense charisma, aggression, and tremendous athleticism. This is complemented by a strong wrestling lineage that has driven and supported him in his pursuit of professional wrestling and should provide him with highly engaging possible angles and storylines for many years to come. His insane in-ring ability, wrestling heritage, all together with his compelling real-life backstory makes every fan wonder, will Jacob Fatu be the next big Samoan wrestling superstar after Roman Reigns? Because according to the wrestling community, it's definitely not Solo Sikoa. Welcome to Peak Wrestling Zone, and today we will be discussing the rise of Jacob Fatu to WWE, his potential to be one of its franchise players, and what might prevent him from achieving that level of superstardom. But before we jump into the ring, if you find yourself interested in this video, please hit that like button as it will help me with creating more future wrestling content for you. In the wrestling ring, Jacob Fatu exhibits the impactful aggression and burst of energy that is reminiscent of Roman Reigns. This was highlighted when he took down Kevin Owens and drove Randy Orton through a barricade during his WWE debut, all while portraying the intense aggression and an aura that had been lacking from the new Bloodline regime. Jacob Fatu's insane in-ring ability was showcased during his match against Josh Alexander for the Impact Wrestling Championship on July 31st, 2022. His signature moves include a top rope moonsault and a double springboard split leg moonsault. Jacob Fatu made his impactful debut on SmackDown on June 22nd, joining Solo Sikoa's Bloodline and establishing himself as the faction's new fearsome enforcer, adding layers to the Bloodline story. Although this is Jacob's WWE debut, the Samoan Werewolf has been wrestling for over a decade, starting his career in the independent scene and eventually signing with Major League Wrestling, aka MLW. While honing his craft during the early stages of his career, Fatu wrestled mostly in California's independent circuit from 2012 to 2019. He had his very first match on September 22, 2012, when he teamed up with Reno Black Pearl Anoa'i to defeat the Profilers. Jacob Fatu debuted in MLW on March 2, 2019, forming the contract unit with Joseph Samuel and former WWE wrestler Simon Gotch. This faction went on to dominate MLW, with Jacob Fatu winning the MLW World Heavyweight Championship on July 6, just 4 months after his debut. He defeated Tom Lawler at the Kings of Coliseum event in Searso Stadium in Searso, Illinois. Fatu went on to headline several events, including the company's first pay-per-view, Saturday Night Super Fight, where he defeated LA Park. On April 6, 2023, Fatu faced John Hennigan, FKA John Morrison, and MLW's World Chamber for the National Openweight Championship. This match featured Fatu using his power advantage and John Hennigan trying to outspeed Fatu. Despite interference from Hennigan's wife, Taya Valkyrie, Fatu was able to get the victory after a pop-up Samoan drop and springboard moonsault, earning him the Openweight Championship and becoming both Openweight and MLW World Heavyweight Champion. Fatu would lose the Openweight title after an 150-day reign on September 3, 2023 to Ricky Shane Page. Later at that year's MLW Fightland on November 18, 2023, in what was dubbed the most anticipated fight of the year, Jacob Fatu lost the MLW World Heavyweight Championship belt in a long-awaited match against the then National Openweight Champion, Alexander Hammerstone, in a title versus title match. This match unified the National Openweight Championship with the MLW World Heavyweight Championship, but it also ended Fatu's 819-day MLW World Heavyweight title reign. In 2024, Jacob Fatu wrestled his first and only match yet in New Japan Pro Wrestling in the Battle in the Valley at San Jose, California, winning a 6-man tag team match with Fred Rosser and Shota Umino. As announced by his trainer and uncle Rikishi, Jacob Fatu became a free agent in February 2024. Jacob Fatu is the son of Samuel Fatu, also known as Tonga Kid, who wrestled in WWE during the mid to late 1980s as part of the tag team Islanders, along with King Haku. Fatu is also a cousin of Jimmy and Jey Uso and the current Bloodline leader, Solo Sikoa. In an interview with Denise Salcido, Jacob Fatu stated that although he grew up in a wrestling family and was fond of the sport, he didn't initially want to be a professional wrestler. That is until professional wrestling saved his life. Jacob Fatu shared with Denise Salcido, "I was 18 in jail and I saw the Usos on TV, and I was just like, it's time to switch it up because, I try to be a thug and I try to be a gangster. That didn't work out because I kept going to jail. I was like, I suck at this. I got to find something that I'm good at."
I was 18 in jail and I seen the Usos on TV and it was just like, okay, it's time to switch it up. Because, I try to be a thug, I try to be a gangster. That shit didn't work out because I kept going to jail. I was like, I suck at this shit, I got to find something that I'm good at.
The connection and support between him and the Bloodline run deep despite taking entirely different paths into becoming wrestling superstars. Referring to the Bloodline Civil War, Fatu said, "When I saw Solo walking out with Roman Reigns, I was like getting goosebumps, tears in my eyes, just seeing the main event."
When I seen Solo walk out with Roman, like getting goosebumps, like just tears in my eyes, man, just seeing the main event.
Before becoming the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu trained under his father Sam Fatu at the Knox Pro Wrestling Academy under his uncles Rikishi and Black Pearl. With a supportive royal wrestling family at his side and now having a family of his own, it is safe to say Jacob Fatu received enough support and inspiration to continue performing at a high level in the wrestling ring. Other things aside, the sky is the limit to Jacob's Fatu wrestling career. However, doubts on Jacob's Fatu are not in his wrestling ability, his hard work, nor the healthy amount of support that he receives from his family. Rather, it is focused on his past, specifically his criminal record and whether this will affect his WWE career. This was also the rumored reason as to why Fatu did not sign with WWE earlier in his career, despite certain levels of interest. There's no doubting that WWE usually avoids signing anyone with criminal records because it is important to note that criminal records can prevent individuals from entering many countries WWE usually tours, including the United Kingdom, Canada, and Germany. With WWE doing more out-of-country PLEs, including the next one being Bash in Berlin, which is set to be held in Germany, Jacob's Fatu criminal record could influence WWE's decision on whether to depend on him as a top guy to represent the company. Over the years, superstars at the height of their career have been hindered by legal issues and past criminal records. However, mishaps had also led future superstars into deciding to be better versions of themselves. Booker T reportedly served 19 months in prison. This led to Booker T finding legitimate work and a boss who supported him into finding his first wrestling company. In the case of Jacob Fatu, you can't help but to root for him, because in this race, he is not just a Samoan werewolf, but also a real-life underdog. At 32 years of age, some might say Jacob Fatu is already past his prime, but his performance in the ring and his determination as displayed in his character work says otherwise. With his inclusion in the Bloodline, bigger things are definitely ahead for the Samoan Werewolf. How will Jacob play into the long-term story of the Bloodline? Rumor has it that Roman Reigns will return before SummerSlam, leading to a Bloodline versus Bloodline Civil War feud heading into War Games. What is your take on Jacob Fatu? Is he the next legitimate major global superstar to come out of the Anoa'i family? Do you think he has the potential to become the future tribal chief? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment your opinions down below and let's discuss the future of the Samoan Werewolf in WWE. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to hit that like button.